Hello everyone, welcome back to You Got Nerf. My name is Craig and this is the video review of the Nerf Barrel End Strike, the old End Strike Barrel Break IX2. Let's get into the overview. So starting out with at the front, there is no End Strike barrel lug. This is basically a two-shot shotgun. Getting up front is a weird iron sight thingy that is very obstructed by the view of this thing up here, which is a dart storage thing. Getting up here, actually, it is an End Strike attachment. There is a tactical rail here that can act as a sight rail for that. This actually is an End Strike tactical attachment because that's pretty darn cool, but it counts as ammo storage, and unlike most other ammo storage, this one won't badly crimp your darts if you put stuff in here for long periods of time. It won't hold them very, very well. Actually, it does hold them pretty well, but I wouldn't fully trust this system. But yeah, you can hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, looks like 7 darts in there. But that's cool that they have that rail on there. So tactics, right? Getting back to the back, there's really nothing else down here to manipulate into this grip. It's an angled grip. It's very, very, very front heavy. But the angled grip I kind of find is necessary. I don't really care about angled or straight grips. Of course, I'd prefer straight grips, but I can kind of understand why you would want to do this, because you could probably use this with one hand. Getting down is a sling mount. Weird place to put a sling mount, but yeah, because that's gonna hang very oddly. But getting back to these sides, located on both sides, this is basically the barrel release trigger. It's on both sides, full ambi, bro. You press that down to open up the barrel, which you will have to pull out and pull all the way down. Then you can load your blaster. Do that. And then you're ready to fire. Right? So that is the barrel release thing. It's located on both sides. I prefer to use the left one. I just had an issue right there with the right one, but what else? Getting down to the trigger pull is all right for what the blaster is. It feels kind of heavy, but it's shooting 2 at once. But it's also not well as refined as like an elite blaster, because this is a pretty elite blaster, but it's an all right trigger, especially for like that dry firing and stuff. Getting down, there is nothing down here on the bottom. And then going back over the barrel, how do you load this thing? You press down on that little barrel release, you pull all the way out, and you push all the way down until you hear that click. And then you can take 2 darts into these barrels right here until it stops. You shut it. You push it all the way back in, and you pull the trigger, and it should fire 2 at once. I don't know if it's a 2-stage trigger that you go boom, boom. We might test that out in the firing demo, but I've mainly just been shooting 2 at once and just seeing how it is. So far from my testing procedure, I did actually test this blaster before firing because I thought it was worse. I prefer all right? A lot better than what I thought it was, but I still heard that this blaster is kind of crap. But yeah, I think we're ready to go for a video. Sorry, for a firing demo. I'm losing my mind here a bit. Just other comments that I wanted to make before we do that. This is a wicked big blaster. I thought this was a tinier blaster than what I thought. It came in a huge box from eBay and stuff. I'm like, oof. And also, this blaster does come in multiple colors. I tried to get the original like yellow orange End Strike thing, but that was for like $30, $40 for this damn thing. This was like $20 initially minus shipping for the green Sonic series is what they call this. You'll find like the Recon and the Maverick in this kind of color. But yeah, the barrel break is also in that one. So I decided, hey, as long as it shows up on camera, you know, let's get into a firing. So first type of ammo I'm going to be firing are Elite 2.0 darts. a couple more elite darts. I'm going to see if it will do a 2-stage trigger. I'm going to intentionally try to fire one at a time. It does work. Wow. So yeah, 2-stage trigger enabled. Now firing some Adventure Force darts. These are not Dart Zone darts, as I've been corrected in one of my other videos. So thank you to whoever said that. These are Adventure Force darts, not Dart Zone. I only have 2 of each ammo type, so this demo is going pretty quick, actually. Some X-Shot darts, gray X-Shot darts. I'm going to try to fire both of these at one time this time. White Amosting darts. Interesting. Some Screamer darts. Did they even fire? Oh no. Ouch. Yeah, that one didn't even fire. That one got jammed in there. Some Old Orange End Strike darts. These are kind of crummy darts, so I'm hoping it doesn't jam like it just did with the Screamer darts. Or it could just fart out the barrel. That's nice. Okay. Now, just for fun, I have 4 to 5 actually total Nerf Elite darts. I'm just going to fire those just for the sake of fun here. And the last Elite dart. I am very impressed with this blaster. Firing analysis and conclusion of the barrel break IX2. The firing of the blaster went actually much better than I expected. I thought it was going to fire a lot worse than what it actually did. From all the I'd say that this blaster is garbage and all of that stuff, I think it kind of silenced those statements a little bit. But at some points, I could see where those statements would be true. But I was generally impressed with it. I don't have a chronograph, and I could have fired this through the Modulus Chrono barrel that I recently got. It wouldn't let it, like the barrel wouldn't line up very well, so I couldn't get a good reading of that, so I had to eyeball it. Didn't have the greatest velocity, but it had way better velocity than I initially thought that it did. I thought this was going to be like 20 FPS. It shot probably more like 30, 40, maybe even 50 FPS. If you want to even give that leeway without a chronograph with it. It actually shot a lot better. The best projectiles to put through those were actually Elite darts, right? The old End Strike darts, what it meant to actually go through, didn't fire at all. Even some of the Screamer darts jammed a little bit. And this was the first time with what I would think better projectiles like the Adventure Force and especially the Mosting darts didn't have the greatest arc to them. To that. Actually, the Mosting darts actually had one of those flatter arcs to it. The Elite darts actually flew out fairly well. These were actually the best projectile to put through them. At least from what I could tell from my testing. It was actually impressive. Like the X-Shot darts as well were preferred almost as well as the... sorry, I tripped the little thingy there, so... the X-Shot dart performed as well as the Emo-Sting darts. They're actually in between the Emo-Sting darts and the Elite darts. I was quite impressed with it. It's not insane velocity, and it's definitely not a primary worthy type of velocity or capacity at all. The capacity of this blaster is 2, as you can see, or pew pew, right? But I was impressed with its 2-stage trigger, how it actually did that. Some 2-stage triggers jam halfway through that. I actually didn't have any jams or actually, I did have a couple jams, but that was with older crummy darts, like the Screamer darts and the old N-Strike darts, which was to be expected. But aside from that, really no jams or malfunctions with this blaster. Quite impressive. Yeah, so going back through this, and giving you my opinion. Let's give my opinion. My opinion on this is actually pretty positive. I thought that I was following the hate around this blaster and thinking that this was going to be absolute garbage. It's a little bit garbage compared to what's out there right now, but it's not complete garbage. It actually fired fairly well. Maybe I have a product that hasn't been used too much. And stuff were abused, and it actually fired fairly well. Again, a chronograph is really going to tell from a performance standpoint, how is it going to do? From me eyeballing, I thought that it looked very well. I'm glad that this has an N-Strike tactical rail and has this little attachment, and you can put this on here. However, I'm noticing that it's not on there very securely. I mean, I don't think any Nerf attachment really is, but that's really cool. You can chop out a scope of some sort. You could put on a laser sight. You could put on the Stampede shield for all I care on that. But yeah, fairly positive. Would I recommend this one to somebody? I'm going to say no, and for the following reasons. And it's respectable because this is a weird blaster. 1, the capacity compared to the reload time. It's 2. You have to press down this thing. You have to pull out, push down, load both barrels in here, shut it, push, and then fire. It's a breech loader is what it's called. That's called a breech load. It's a barrel break. You are breaking that barrel to fire, right? And that rate of fire, while you blow it off very quickly, for the limited capacity of this would not be a primary worthy blaster. Maybe it might serve as an emergency. I wouldn't even do this as a secondary. I'd do this if you want to, like, troll or just want to have fun. Or if you absolutely needed something emergency. Although this is a wicked, wicked big package for even an emergency. Just carry around a Triad, a Jolt, a Bolt if you want, or an Ace if you want to go Elite 2.0 for whatever freaking reason. Those would be better options than this, because you could actually load the single fire faster than you can load this breech loaded. But for that reason, second is just this weird proportions. This is wicked big, right? If they give you one sling mount where this thing is going to be dangling. If they put the sling mount like here or something, that might have been more respectable, or something like right here to go up against it. Yeah, it's more plastic flopping around, but this is going to whack me in the back if I'm running around. I don't know why they put one sling mount there and not a better attachment point somewhere else. So that's just weird. I guess you could finesse it through the trigger guard here and just make sure that you don't bump it or clip it out of that. But yeah. So due to that, there's just better things. If you actually want an actual shotgun blaster, check out like is it the Spring Thunder, or is it like the Shellington? Whatever is that like big old shotgun thing in the Nerf Elite series that actually has those shells that you can put in 3 darts in there and then fire that out. That's actually kind of fun, and you can just immediately reload shells. Or the pistol form of that blaster. That would actually be a better if you wanted this as technically a shotgun, right? Or you just get a blaster with slam fire, and that's basically a shotgun right there. Yeah, just this breech loading is probably going to be the annoying part, but I wouldn't say in of itself, not compared to anything, there's no objective reason to avoid it because it works as it's supposed to. It's just not the greatest performing blaster, and is a very, very niche blaster. The proportions are weird, I would say, and even for a dude that's pretty small, this is a wicked big blaster. Like, this is, I keep saying that, and I will keep saying, I was surprised by the bulkiness of this. I thought this was a shorter blaster. Which is why I thought that is much more crappy than what it is. I would only see myself doing a re-review of this when I get a chronograph, and then selling it on eBay afterwards. So yeah, I'm probably not going to hold on to this too much. I mean, if you want a pirate gun, I mean, this could pretty much do. They carried around this anyway, right? And I did do the firing demo, I think, with one hand too, but you can also do this as two hands if you wanted. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have to go over. It was a simplistic blaster, but very slow rate of fire, but a lot of just big chunky plastic mechanically, because there's two ginormous plunger tubes in there, in case you couldn't tell. But yeah, let me know what you think of the barrel break in the comments down below. And I can't wait to do a re-review on this when I actually have a chronograph and can actually chronograph the thing. And that will probably much be the deciding factor whether this is objectively good or not. Like I said, this is in the old N-Strike series. So yeah, that's my analysis, conclusion, my whole review of the Barrel Break IX2. My name is Craig. Make sure you leave this video a like, subscribe, leave a dislike if you didn't. That gives me back some feedback. I'd appreciate a comment saying why you didn't like the video as well with that. That's even better feedback. Make sure you subscribe to my other channels. I run about 3 other channels here on YouTube. So subscribe to those, and I'll see you guys in the next video.